obviously David Fifita deciding to stay with the Titans and the Roosters pulled the deal.
Yep.
I guess your reaction to that?
Well, it's a funny world sometimes, rugby league. So, to be honest, I sort of woke up about 5:15 that morning and saw the text from the night before and thought, oh well, that's footy and move on. It was pretty simple. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself and on the circus that our game is, and went back to work and got on with tomorrow night.
You obviously wanted to sign him for a reason, though. Was it disappointing?
Yeah, it's always disappointing, but when that happens, you know that it wasn't right. So you just end up going, okay, well that wasn't meant to be, and therefore it was the better position for us to be in. Him not coming, and then move on.
Do you feel like Gus said that you dodged the bullet? Gus Gould, he said that he didn't think that he would have suited your style of play, and you dodged the bullet. What do you make of that? Oh,
look, I think there's been a lot of different commentary around why and why not, and that's it's always a big call making those decisions. I was excited by the challenge, but not anymore.
Robert, does it put you in a bit of an awkward position with maybe some of the other players that could have been forced out because of that decision?
No, not really. We're pretty tight in here. You know, we understand the landscape that we're in, but to be honest, we're pretty clearly focused on what we're doing at the moment. It obviously caused a bit of distraction, but it didn't change our path on what we're trying to do. And that's why I said I had a bit of a chuckle to myself about the circus and all the things that it causes. But in the end, you know, you just keep going on the path that you're going on, and as long as you have sort of the relationships with the players in the right way, you can move forward.
Did it catch you a bit off guard? Like, did you have any indication that he was getting cold feet?
Yeah, a little bit. That was sort of maybe a few days before that. I sort of got a little bit of a feeling. It's always it's a big call to make, but so be it.
What does this mean for Angus Crichton?
Yeah, just it's no different to probably what I said beforehand there, that the door's still open there, and it's not the time to discuss it, after in the last few days. But as I said, the door's still open there, and we're still working towards sort of locking down those back row spots.
I don't know if you saw his comments after the Warriors game, but
yeah.
He said, that shows where their head's at, and you know where to find him. Have you had a chat to him about his future? Yeah,
we've had a chat about that, and that's I understand you want guys that are passionate about the way they feel about those moments, and the way they want to play for the club, and they also want to be here. So you want that sort of a reaction.
Do you fear though Angus might want to leave, given he wasn't necessarily your first option and you went for Fafita?
Oh, look, that's not for me to judge. All we can do is keep going on the path that we're going on, and we'll get to that, most likely in the next month or so.
Trent, has David actually picked up the phone to you personally and explained to you what happened since everything happened during
No, hasn't done that.
Do you expect him to?
Probably not now, no.
Just a quick one on, these are young guys making big decisions in their lives, obviously. What are your thoughts on the 10-day cooling off period? Are you a fan of that, giving them a chance to reconsider, or would you rather just be your words your word?
I'm glad there was a 10-day cooling off period. I think it's a good thing. Yeah. If someone doesn't want to be there, then you should make your decisions pretty clearly beforehand. But if circumstances come up, I don't know what happened, and so in the end, it ends up being a good thing, because I don't want them coming down for 4 years and not wanting to be there either. So. It was perfect.
The other name that got brought into the equation on the back of the Fafita news was Satili Tupouniua. There was a story saying that the club had told Satili that he could look for options elsewhere. Was that an accurate reporting?
No, that wasn't accurate. I saw that. Was it a day or two ago? I saw that come out on the back of that. No, he's. I think Satili signed for another 2 or 3 years. I think we did it in September, October. So, there's going to be a lot of talk around what happened because we went after David, but we're pretty comfortable with where we're at and the path that we're on still, even though he's not coming.
What does this mean for your salary cap? It means that you've got a lot more money in the kitty, and you've got guys leaving. You're pretty cashed up, the Roosters, for next year.
Yeah, it means continue to try and make right decisions, but we're not rushing into anything. We feel like we've got a good squad, as we said, about the guys that are here already. There's a bit of youth there, so we just hold our cool, and we may do something next year, or we might wait for another year. So we still believe in the guys that we've got, but yeah, we're just going to hold our cool for the moment.
Trent, the circus this weekend's an overdrive, a magic round.
Yep.
How does it feel coming up here? It is a good tradition.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a funny one for. There's a lot of people, which is a really good thing for our game, and both in Super League and here. I think we're Super League where they started that tradition. It's an amazing one for fans, and getting to see other opposition teams and to walk around and see so many jerseys. It's great for our game.
You've got 2 milestones made, the 100 and the 250. 100
Yeah.
for Collins, 250 for 2 great achievements.
Yeah, amazing. We just celebrated. I mean, Tubes to play 250 games, 13th season, top try scorer for the Roosters. He just continues to get better, and he's just a wonderful player to coach. And then Lindsay, 100 games. He's packed a lot into that 100 games. I feel like he's been a true front rower, but he's also sort of redefined the in-between moments between carries and runs about what a front rower can do as well. So it's great to have him reach the 100 games.
Many have pegged tomorrow's game as the match of the round. Any thoughts ahead of it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Top of the table Sharks, so it's exciting for us. We have our ambition and where we want to get to, and the challenge is right there for us. They've been in form, and we need to go and challenge that tomorrow.
A win, where does that take you into the back end of the year?
Yeah, I think it just continues you on the path. We're pretty clear about our footy at the moment, how we want to play. We want to continue to drive our style of footy and also find some new combinations, which we're doing at the moment. We want to be a bit steelier in some areas, but keep the open flow and combinations going.
Trent, that first 15 or 20 minutes against the Warriors last week was electric. Is that sort of been building for a while to get to that style of play?
Oh, I think you can see that we've been, as I said, a lot of that play comes off the back of a system, but then it's also combination based. It's guys moving for each other, intuitively, finding each other as well. And we did that, either through the set play off the scrum or through inside balls or kicks, or there was a lot of different things in that period. And I think you saw periods of that against the Broncos and also against Dragons. We just want to continue to build on those intuitive parts of the game whilst working on our system.
Just a last quick one on Joey Manu. What was the prognosis or diagnosis after the game on Sunday?
Yeah, it was a funny one because he had that hit, I think with 12 seconds to go or something like that, and then he came off, and it was a sort of credit to the medical staff because he actually just had a couple of symptoms. He passed all his tests, but then the doctor still called it, just said there was enough symptoms there to make sure he sort of had a week off, which it's pretty easy to make the opposite call on that from our sort of week-to-week game and the choices that you can make, but the doctor's made the really good call, and he's not playing this week.